I'll just tell you one story. I could do thousands, but when I was little, I guess I probably Nicholas's age or something like that. He would. We were on 827 Sulphur in Houston, Freeway Manor, off of
9441244.
And Dad would put me in his lap at night, and we'd watch TV. And he would tell me.
That's his great granddaughter over there.
He told me, son, someday you may be at war, you may be in a bad situation, you may be anywhere. I want you to remember crawling up in my lap and just enjoying the TV. That never left me, and there was many times I had to call upon it to get me through my own self-induced misery, and I thank you for that. The moral fiber that he gave us is phenomenal, and
I'm not crying either.
let's give it up for Tim. But Dad, happy birthday! I love you, and nobody deserves this honor more than you, and that's testimony by all your friends here that respect you, and great job.
Happy birthday, Dad. I love you. Happy birthday next month. It's not for a month. You guys don't have to come to the next party. You don't have to come to the next party if you don't want to. I'm glad I'm going before Tim because he's a crybaby. Like Mike said, I could tell a million stories, and a lot of them wouldn't be good. But I could tell you a lot of good stories, and I spent the day thinking about it, and it was nice thinking back to everything we've done as a family and the times we've had as father and son. He taught me a lot. One of the things he taught me in business that stuck with me, that showed me how he felt and how he got through in his business, was one time I introduced a guy. I was climbing the ladder in the restaurant business, and I was a manager, and I had a lot of people working with me, and that was the key word there. And I went to introduce a guy to him, and I said, this guy works for me. This is John or whoever. He works for me. And Dad introduced himself and was polite, and he pulled me off the side after that. He said, son, when you're introducing somebody that probably does work for you, don't introduce them that way. Introduce them as this is John, and I work with him. And that stuck with me, and I never did it again after that. I never introduced anybody like that, and it stuck with me. The story of a child that I remember the most is he taught me how to catch a baseball, and I can catch a baseball with the best of them. I still can. I could field a baseball. Could have gone pro fielding a baseball, but I hit like Billy Ripken. And did not have a chance at baseball. But one game, and when I was in Little League, I got a pitch, and it was about 3 feet over my head, and I hit it, and it went over the left center field fence, and I hit a home run. And he was up in the booth, and I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if I don't think he saw it, but he was going down to get something, and he came back up, and everybody in the booth told him, and I went around the bases and everything, and that was a big day, but it wasn't a big day because of the home runs. And the home run wasn't the big part of that day. What the big part of that day for me is a coach and his wife came up to me after the game and said, "You just made your dad one of the happiest men I've ever seen, and he's very, very proud of you." And that's what made me feel good, is that I knew my dad loved me, but that enforced the fact that he loved me, and it wasn't that I hit a home run. He was just proud of his son, and he loved his son, and he was expressing it to the other people. And I don't think I've ever told that story, but it touched me, and I went home and it felt good because I knew my dad loved me very much. The home run was great, but I knew my dad loved me.
We heard about the home run.
And anyway, many things like that, look at people in the eye, shaking their hand. All the things they teach in this room to kids now. This is a First Tee program room, and they teach those things, and kids aren't getting a lot of that these days, And there's many things that I've done wrong, but 99.9% of the things I do right are because of my father, and I'm grateful. Thank you.
I'm the youngest and the best looking, I think.
Tough job with summertime.
The
Yeah.
smallest ego.
That's enough out of Tim.
The one thing that I think of when I think of my dad is number one, happy birthday a month early, Dad. And it's there's a lot of traits that I have of yours, and this is one of them. I'm sure if Kathy's ever planning a birthday for me, she'll have to plan it early so that just to keep me still, because that's one of the things. We definitely get energy from you. But
Is that what you call it?
it's something.
There's many other words for it.
But I could tell the Little League stories and the same thing. And the one thing that is a staple in I'm the baby too. In my life is that you've always been there. And having kids of my own, and you telling me all those years and for a long time, all you wanted was to see your sons happy. God, I know what you mean, because I feel the same way about my two kids, my grandkids, and that was passed down from you, because everybody doesn't feel that way. All people don't feel that way, and you truly, truly, deep down, that's what you want for your kids, is us to be happy and live a good life. And you are the most honorable man I've ever known in my life. And I love you.
All right, let's see.
Oh, can I just say something?
No.
I have living proof here that I graduated from high school. This is my high school classmate, Marion Ramey. And we both grew up in the little town of Russell, Arkansas, 241. And Mr. Ramey became the assistant administrator of the Drug Enforcement Agency and a retired FBI agent, as is his wife. And he brought a high school book. All right. They'll be happy to show you.
Your own children, Jimmy, Dale.